All right, so first things first, you can see I've got this on the 3.5-inch mark. This is my Z3X, the standard, and we got to see actually how high the blade is off of the ground, and then we're going to compare it to the walk behind unit and see how good Ferris's manufacturing really is. Okay, so when I put that right there, let's see, what is that on? All right, that's 3. So actually 3.5 on the deck puts this thing actually about 3.25. So let's go back up here. Now that, of course, that's not accounting for, you know, the grass being tall and the tires sinking down in the grass and all that crap. I do it by this thing. All right, so 3.75. And let's see what that ended up being. That puts it dead nuts. Spot on 3.5 inches. So 1/4 inch off. Now you come over here to the walk behind and you go by this little notch right here. And you can see it is lined up perfectly with the 3.5. So now let's come right here. And, ooh, nice sharp blades. I sent these in to reedgeit.com to get sharpened like that. I'm just kidding, I own reedgeit.com. My guys sharpened it. Oh, so it's off even more. So that's only reading 3 inches right there. So let's raise this up. It's pretty simple. You push this in. We'll go over this a little bit more here in a second. You push that in, you twist it like that. Whoop, that's the wrong way. We need to wind this all the way up to 4 inches, I believe. All right, that's on the 4-inch mark. Actually, that's a touch over 4. That's the 4-inch mark right there. I bet you that will put this on 3.5, and look at there. I mean, spot on. All right, so to start with, not my Ferris. The ZK3 in the shop is mine. Well, shed, not shop. That is mine, bought and paid for my money. This does not belong to me. It belongs to Ferris. I got it through Boone Tractor in Danville. And this is their demo unit. The reason I have it is I am so convinced that the Ferris ZK3, ZK, shoo, boy, I am just jacking this up, butchering it. The Ferris ZX3, let's call it the Stander. The Ferris Stander, I'm convinced that that thing is just hands down the baddest stand-on mower there is. I done the whole series, had pretty much all of them out here, and went through each one of them with a fine-tooth comb, and I personally like the Ferris the best. With that said, when we buy our fleet mowers next year, we will be selling our rights and getting a fleet of Ferris, meaning more than one mower. Okay, and that would be a stand-on and a walk-behind per crew. We run 3 crews, so that's 3 stand-ons and 3 walk-behinds, okay? But in order for me to make that decision, is I have to put my hands on a Ferris walk-behind and smell it, touch it, taste it, breathe it, use it, and see if I'm going to like it as good as I like the standard mower. You already know how I like the Wrights. Okay, that's a Wright walk-behind, by the way. I just had it custom painted black because I thought it was cool. All of our Wright mowers in our business, they're the standard Wright yellow color. It's just that one right there, my personal one, is that color. Both of them have a 52-inch deck. The only thing that I can see physically that stands out is 2 things, twofold, and hands down the Wright has got this thing beat on one of them, and hands down the Ferris has got the Wright beat on the other one. So let's look at this first. So in order to change the deck height, okay, you have to manually pick the deck up, pull this pin right here, and then change the deck height, okay? And then typically there would be a sticker right here that gives you what pin location equates to what height of cut. Of course, I don't have any stickers on mine because I asked for it to not have any stickers. So I'm just kind of going off my little measurer that I take out and measure the blade height. But anyway, that's insignificant. The point is, you have to do this 4 times. There's one here, there's one in the back, there's one over there, one over there. That is a pain in the rear when you are having to change your height of cut. Typically, when we get into the mowing season, when we're going full bore, we might mow a little bit shorter in the spring. And then when we get into the summer, we start inching it up, get up around 4 inches or so, and it stays like that. So it's not a huge deal mowing commercially, but for me residentially, you know, I might want to cut my grass down a little bit shorter before I take off to the beach, you know, something like that. You know, I may be going out of town for 2 or 3 days, and I may want to take it down a ½ inch or whatever. That way it doesn't get out of hand when I come back. And vice versa, I might get behind mowing, and I might have to raise the deck up, so I'm not butchering the grass and then come back the next day and drop the deck and come back the next day and drop the deck to get it back to the height I want it. So personally, me here, I may be changing the height of cut more often. This is a pain in the rear. I'll be completely straightforward. It is a royal pain in the butt to have to change all 4 of them things just to get your height right. This is incredibly simple. You simply push this in, move it over, that kicks back out, it's spring loaded, and you simply twist this thing one way or the other, and the entire deck goes up and down. It has your increments, height of cut right here. Then when you get done, you push this back in, pull it, lock it into place. It's incredibly simple. I'm not kidding you. I was blown away when I rolled up to this thing to pick it up today, and I was like, what is this? And he told me, and I was like, that is freaking genius. I've never seen that on any walk-behind mower. I don't know if anybody, other brand manufacturers make this, but I personally have never seen anything this simple. And this is money, straight money right here. I mean, you can just set it by this little notch cut in the bar here. And I don't know if they have this patented or not, but if they don't, every walk-behind mower manufacturer on the face of the planet should have a system this simple to change the height of cut. So that's what I like better about the Ferris over the Wright. And like I said, probably most other walk-behind manufacturers is that the way you adjust the height of cut. Now, what I like about the Wright better than the Ferris is the control system. I think this is one of the smoothest, best control systems I've ever used. Now, as far as the hydraulics go, the Ferris is every bit as smooth. But what I'm saying by smooth is the way you can lock these things in place. Okay, here's your forward. You would push this up to put it in forward gears, and then it goes forward by itself. This is just safety right here. If you take your finger off that, it cuts off. This propels it forward, and then you turn by using these 2 things right here, or you throttle back. You pull both of them back if you're going to slow down. You know, if you're going to spin it around, you let one forward and pull one back, that kind of thing. All right, here's what I love about this mower. Is I say if I get in a position I need to stop and pick something up, I simply lock these 2 tabs and I can leave it in gear, okay? And it won't move, won't go anywhere. Then when I want to start back, I simply do that, flip them out, and I start going again. I love it. Now, sorry about the dog. I could be missing something here, but this doesn't have that feature. The way Boone & Tractor showed me how to do this is you grab it here and you use your thumbs and push your forward lever, okay? This is your forward lever right here. And of course, on both machines, reverse is you just pull both handlebars back, both control levers. And on both machines, the control levers, you just pull them all the way back and you'll back up. But right here, this is your forward. He said just take it and push it forward with your thumb, get to your desired speed, and you mow. It's still the same operation, turning, one's in, one's out, that kind of thing. Slow down, pull them both in. Well, what if I want to stop and pick something up? Okay, well, if I do that, the machine's going to cut off, right? Because I just disengaged my safeties right there. So what I have to do is try and get my finger over here and pull it back like that, or I just have to do it real quick like that. Because if you're in a forward position and you've got you're going, it's just, I don't know, it's just hard to do it this way. It's harder, and it should be simpler. Like right, you should have two levers here you can lock in and kind of hold these back so it's in a neutral position, and you should be able to let go. So, I'm mowing with it today for the very, very first time. So I don't know how I'm going to like it or how I'm not going to like it. I don't know. I just have no clue. I can't answer that yet until after I mow with it. I do know they offer a different style handlebar that basically it's the same thing, but they're inverted. They're flipped upside down, so the handlebars are down here. So, I just have to do some homework on both styles and see what's up. So really, the only thing I'm here to test is the cut quality, period. End of the day, it's about cut quality. These other things like this, we can navigate around that. It's not a big deal. The deck height adjustment, not a big deal. We've been navigating around that for 4 years with our rights. It's all about the quality of cut. I know this thing cuts amazing, and we're getting ready to find out how this thing cuts. So let's get at it. And this flap thing that comes standard on most mowers, I hate it with a passion. You can see I've got it tied up so it's not hanging down. It's not my mower. It's a demo unit again. So I can't take it off. I mean, I could, but I don't want to go through the trouble of putting it back on. So I'm just going to tie it up out of the way while I mow. And, if we buy this one or whatever we end up buying, that thing comes off. That's the very first thing that comes off. Well, the quality of cut definitely gets my seal of approval. That is for sure. Boy, this thing cuts extremely clean. Granted, I just, sharpened the blades. And of course, it's a brand new mower. You have to take all that into consideration. But I've used plenty of brand new mowers with freshly sharpened blades. And this one cuts exceptionally well, like extremely well. Made a post on my Facebook page a couple of days ago or so. The guy was asking me why didn't I get a stand on. Well, because I posted a picture of that, and he must not realize that I was going to buy stand-ons and that. 3 stand-ons, 3 walk-behinds. And then he said, what's the advantage? And one guy commented on it and said something about, my wife sitting there staring at me. He said, what, babe? You've jacked me up. I don't even know what to say now. Where was that? Shoot. The guy commented and said, what's the advantage of a walk behind? And the guy said, cleaner cut, better quality of cut. He is exactly right about that. I've never used any brand stand-on that cuts better than any brand walk behind. I think the reason for that is the speed at which you're mowing. Obviously, with a stand-on mower, you're going to be mowing faster, right? You mow slower with a walk behind, so the revolutions of blade speed, tip, whatever all that is it's just going over the grass at a slower pace, so it's coming in contact with the leaf blade more often than if you're going faster. That's the way it leaves a cleaner cut. And that's true for my right walk behind, my right ZKs. That's true for this Ferris. This walk behind Ferris cuts better than the ZK3 or ZX3, and it is what it is. It just cuts better. But anyway, there you go. The yard is looking plush, to say the least. Getting ready to go down with that hydrate, the wetting agent, to kind of help cure up some of these heat stress spots I got, and just kind of help the whole yard hold a little bit more moisture. I'll link that up in the description if you want to check it out. And I think that's it. Yes, dear.